How are you, my friend? I want to tell you that our story today is unlike any story you've seen and will see in your life. So I want you to clear your mind. Like this, because of the greatness of today, and of course, before we start, don't forget to send blessings upon the prophet. And let's begin in the era of technology and progress. Security and peace spread all over the world until this day when a catastrophe struck the planet. The land is ruled by the Demon King, who spreads corruption across the earth. All the forces are trying to stop him, but no one is able to. Humanity is on the brink of extinction. But at the last moments, a child with extraordinary power appears and defeats the Demon King with a single blow. Yes, he is the savior of the world and the hero. Our story begins one day in one of the hospitals, where a terrifying explosion occurs due to the magical power. And this is because of the birth of the strongest child in the history of humanity, and the great shock, the child walks on his feet on the first day. And this is the hero of our story, Wang Jin. The miracle child was born with extraordinary power. The limits, and capable of reading thoughts or doing anything. Something you can imagine or not, my friend, of course. His father and mother will be overjoyed, because their son is not like any ordinary person, and the years pass. Wang reaches the age of 6 in 2 years, and one day, Wang was going to buy noodles. Today, a disaster struck the planet Earth and descended. The Demon King is destroying everything. About him and the magic forces are being donated, and they are not able to handle him. And the Demon King will eliminate the commander of the forces. But at that moment, Wang arrives and unleashes a tremendous power. And boom, he shatters the Demon King with a single blow, and saves the whole world from this great evil. And from this day on, Wang's power began to go out of control. And because of that, his mother and father did everything they could to reduce his power. And his father invented a seal to contain Wang's power. But despite that, the power Wang was very terrifying, and they use golden pills that they take every day to reduce his magical power. And thus, they were able to control Wang's power. But Wang was suffering greatly because of his immense power and seeing his mother and father suffering with him to control him. So he decided to hide his power from the whole world and not cause problems for his family again. Days pass, and the day comes when Wang will join the School of Magic, and 2 people come and stand in front of Wang and annoy him. But at that moment, boom, someone attacks them, and a very beautiful girl appears. Wadi is the daughter of the largest family in the city of Song. Rong and all the students are clearly impressed by her. This means she is very famous, and her power is great. And she goes and greets Wang, but Wang thanks her and walks away, and everyone is shocked, wondering what he is doing, ignoring the princess, Sun Rong. And here there is a test to determine the strength of the students, and the test consists of each student summoning the spirit of the Demon King. They have captured him and sealed his spirit. Here, the students who demonstrate higher strength will join. The elite class will show the strength of everyone. All the students are bearing it, and the students start. Indeed, and then it comes to a person named Qin Zhao. His power level is 900, and he is the first one to join. The elite class, and here we learned that the Demon King, during the entire time he has been held here, he was absorbing all the students' power, so he could break the barrier and free himself, and he still has a little bit left. He frees himself. Ah, it seems like a fight will happen soon. My friend, and at this time the strongest student enters, Sun Rong, and she confronts the Demon King with great strength, very big, and the teacher is shocked by her power, and it reaches her magical power to 2,000 points, which is the highest number of points in the school. But at that moment, it's our hero's turn, and everyone is saying, this boy looks weak and won't score any points at all, and they are mocking him. And Wang is telling himself that he will suppress his power as much as he can. And as soon as the teacher enters, he is shocked, and the Demon King says it can't be him. Yes, this terrifying aura, I know it well. And he remembers when Wang defeated him with a single blow. and the Demon King was at the height of his power and was afraid. He is very worried and says to himself, "If it hits me, I'm done for." Wang attacks him, and boom, a terrifying explosion occurs. It's very shocking, and the screen is destroyed. Everyone is stunned. It's unbelievable. He defeated the Demon King. But the bigger shock is that the number of his power points is unlimited. It's a shock by all standards, and no one can comprehend what they are seeing. The teacher runs down and says, "It's impossible. What a tremendous amount of power." Wang activates his magical eye, and the Demon King transforms the remaining power into a spiritual body and dodges the attack at the last moment. Otherwise, Wang would have died completely and joined the class. The elite and time passes, and here begins the first lesson in the elite class, and the teacher is explaining to them the methods summoning spiritual bodies and telling them that the power of the summoned spirit will be tested. Regarding your magical power, all the students are starting. They try to summon, but none of them can summon a spiritual being. Except for Sun Rong, she is the only one who could. A spirit being is summoned, and all the students are amazed by it. Chimid and Ench and the teacher go to Wang and say to him, "You are the only one who hasn't summoned yet. Come on, show me. What can you do if Wang doesn't want to do it?" It's just that the teacher is pressuring him, and he starts to summon. And he shows his magic and says to himself, "There are magical beings. There are many things around me. I don't know what they are." And then there was a huge explosion, and the shock was overwhelming. Wang defeated the Demon King, who is known for his depravity. Oh, my friend, he summoned the king with his terrifying power. The demons are shocked as it is a spiritual beast. And the Demon King says, "You brought me here again." Why do all the students fear, but Wang does not? The sight turns the Demon King into a dog. What a guy. The ingratitude you showed made the Demon King. With the majesty of his pet, all the students are amazed by the greatness they are witnessing. And then Wang walks, and the teacher is shocked by his power. And yes, with this tremendous power, the day comes when Wang goes to school, and there will be elections for who will be the class president of the elite. The strongest candidates are Chen Chao and Sun Rong. Wang is not interested in any of this, and Sun Rong, distributing noodles to the students so they can vote for her. And then Sun Rong appears and tries to entice all the students to vote for her. And at that moment, Wang is taking noodles and voting for Sun Rong. And everyone is doing the same, and Sun Rong is giving gifts to all the students. And at that moment, boom, Sun Rong casts a spell on all the students in the school, making them all like her. "Oh girl, you played it really well so that you can succeed in the elections." And Sun Rong is looking for Wang. And one of her guards tells her that he left a long time ago and left this for you. Handing her a golden ball, this is the ball that reduces magical power. Wang left it as a gift in exchange for the noodles he took, and Sun Rong takes it, and then they go to class. And the teacher tells them that our lesson today is about seduction magic. And this is the magic that Sun Rong used on the students. Oh, lucky you, Sun Rong. And the teacher says that this magic is done by presenting gifts and then casting the spell. And that's exactly what Sun Rong did. And someone asks, is there no way to avoid? The spell is that the teacher tells him the owners of power only, the great ones, can resist. This spell explains why the spell didn't affect Wang. And at that moment, Wang is pointing to Sun Rong at the ball he gave her, and she understands that he is telling her to eat this ball, and it will benefit her health. But that's not his intention at all. His intention is that this is a gift in exchange for the noodles he took. And Sun Rong eats the ball, and with it, the charm of seduction on Sun Rong disappears, and her magic is so strong to the point of being crazy, and the girl is about to faint. Damn it. Hey Wang, what were you saying to her after class, man? Do you really have to be so annoying right now at this moment? The teacher is calling Sun Rong and asking her to perform the seduction spell? Oh, what a disaster for you. It's a disaster, Sun Rong, and she's trying to do it, but she's about to fall to the ground. But at the last moment, Wang catches her. He's really skilled too. Hey Wang, time is passing, the class is ending, and the teacher is talking to the hero, Joey, and telling him about the super kid. Wang Ling is here, yes, and the teacher is Joey, and the others are the only ones who know Wang's strength. The real one, Juide, is the strongest fighter in this kingdom, and he is also the principal of the school, which is called Faction 60. Then comes the day after, and on that day, they will learn how to make magic pills, and each student brings their tools. Chen Chao brings his family's tools, and that furnace is really huge, guys. It's what they use to make the magic pills. Meanwhile, Sun Rong arrives in her luxury car and runs to Wang, greeting him. Oppa? It looks like Sun Rong fell in love with Wang, and then Wang greeted her and walked away. And here the teacher says to the students that they have 7 hours ahead of them for each one to make their magic pills. And then all the students leave. And at that time, the Demon King is standing in the hall. And we learn that his power is that he absorbs magical power from anything. And in this way, he transforms into the Demon King and will absorb the magical power from the students' tools. But at that moment, Wang arrives, and the Demon King runs, and Wang runs. But he will have escaped from Wang. No, my friend. He escapes from Min, but looks back and finds Wang in front of him. Wang grabs him and crushes him. And from here, my friend, we will call the Demon King a dog, Wang, because right now, he is only a large part of his power due to what Wang did to him. And time passes, and here Wang is sitting with Chen Chao and another person. And at this time, the teacher is standing with Jui and says to him, "Did Wang Ling manage to control the Demon King or what? He even made him his pet and has supernatural power. Literally, this must be the miracle child." He says, "Yes, of course." He and Joey confirm that Wang Ling is the child who saved the world 10 years ago. And time passes, and here at school, Sun Rong goes to Wang and confesses her love for him, asking him to go out with her. At that moment, there are two who want to assassinate Sun Rong, and one is talking to his leader, telling him to finish her off. But at that moment, Wang looks at him, and boom. The sniper is very frightened by Wang's gaze, and at that moment, the teacher arrives. Wang is called, and he follows, while Sun Rong walks behind. The leader is very upset that they missed the opportunity. They want to kidnap Song from their hands. They want to kill her to take revenge on her family and the teacher. Wang takes Joey and leaves them alone, and Joey says, "Finally, I found you, Wang. You are the child. The miracle that saved me 10 years ago and defeated the Demon King with a single blow, and he loves Wang. To teach him any magical techniques of his own, Wang uses his magic and tells him, 'Yes, I really am, but this secret is something no one should ever know.' And then he leaves. And here the dog goes to Wang and tells him that they want to assassinate Sun Rong and time is passing. And the next day, here Wang wakes up from the sleep, opens the window, and the surprise is Sun Rong is waiting under her house with the fleet. He has no choice but to. He goes with her and gets in the car with her and becomes the killers are going after them. And here is Sun Rong and Wang. They go to a very large tourist place, and he says to her, "How come there are no tourists here?" So you tell him that he rented the whole place for them. Yes, my friend, money can do everything, and then they walk, and here the killers eliminate all the guards. The one in the place at that moment is the killer. Sun Rong is hit by a very strong bullet and becomes heading towards her, but at the last moment, Wang He holds the bullet with his teeth and throws it back to him. Second, and it will fly. No fancy work from the other, Wang. Wang uses his forgetting skill on them, and nothing. They remember us and continue their day while Wang is having a great time. The killing happened once in the second and is not leaving them in. Until the night comes, let's ride the bike. The dizziness is real, and they actually go and ride, but in the time when the cat goes and rides behind it, and here, Wang sees the killer from afar and says, "I need to act quickly." And here are Wang and Sun Rong. We are in the safety of God, and the atmosphere is wonderful. At that moment, the killers come out to them, and it proves that they made the biggest mistake in their lives. And Sun Rong tells them that they are from the school. The Shadow faction is not like that, so he tells her yes, And she is, the school is very dangerous and all their students are criminals. And Major Wang stands up and says to them, "You want me and Hanji has nothing to do with it. Take me, but leave him alone and let him protect himself." And Wang sees love in Sun Rong's eyes and the killers are about to kill him. And Sun Rong is crying, and this is the end. "No, teacher." Wang gets angry, and his eyes spark with anger, and the killers are terrified of him. And she knows that her plan has failed. This person, his power is terrifying to the utmost degree. And Wang is the first to buy, and he flies into the sky. And the second one is crying, "I'm not going to kill you, I swear." And Hanjia is just a joke. It's a very deadly attack that breaks apart. And Joey saw all of this. And he says, "How great you are, Wang." And here is Sunan, shocked by Wang's strength. And Wang says to Sun, "Drang, this time I won't forget what happened, but promise me that you won't tell anyone about what you saw." And they are really here. And on the other side, there are people sitting, and they are the most dangerous organization of the faction. The Shadow distributed them, very upset, and says it's because of the killing. "We failed. We couldn't eliminate Sun Rong, and not even do you know who the boy with her is, and who saved her from our hands. For one is saying to her that he is strong, very, very strong, and has tremendous power. So he tells her, 'You are the ones who failed, but next time there won't be any. There is room for error.' And the day after that, Sun. Rong goes to school and suddenly is surrounded by many guards. And the teacher says to her that the killer who they tried to kill you yesterday, they're still around and want to. They will get rid of you by any means. And then Joey will come and say, 'They also sent us a threat to hand you over to them. That's all. Of course, we won't do that. And we must protect you.' And they are putting. The whole school is filled with a lot of guards everywhere. They closed all the gates, and Jui is taking them to his office. And he says to her, 'You will sit here, Sun Rong. In this room, besides me being here with you, me and the teacher, it is completely secure from the snipers of the 7-star group. And they have a terrifying power, and not even a needle can get through them. They're doing high-level work, I swear to you, my friend. But seeing all this, my friend, just throw it in the trash now. With all the tight security, the planes, and the captures. There are 3 assassins, but they can only enter. The school also has a person who comes out from underground and eliminates the guards one after another. And this is the first member of the assassins group, and one of the strongest members of the Shadow faction. At this time, the second assassin enters and dispatches the guards in the blink of an eye. This is the second member and a poison expert, and at this moment, someone attacks him fiercely, but he deflects the attack, and this is the master. On the other hand, there is someone hiding, and this is the third member of the assassins and the strongest among them. He gathers his magical power to destroy the school completely, and talks to their leader, saying to her not to worry, everything is going smoothly. Even the 7-star team couldn't uncover him. Oh man, this boy is very dangerous. And here the teacher is fighting the conceited one, and the conceited one attacks him fiercely. And wow, can he actually hit the teacher? No way. The teacher unleashes his magic and destroys his iron ball. The conceited one is very scared and spreads fog everywhere, running and laughing, and he hasn't even finished his joy yet. Boom, and we will open the door and bring it to the ground, and Wang is going to pick up his noodles. It's ridiculous, really, Wang, and the teacher is holding on. The arrogant one says, "You've fallen into my hands, oh your soul." And here the first member is walking, and a dog approaches. Wang and the dog attack him and bite the chosen one. He pushes it away, but what can he do, teacher? The dog absorbs all of his magical power, and the chosen one is very helpless. And the dog releases its power, and boom, it transforms into its true form. And it strikes him in the blink of an eye. And on the other side, the leader of the chosen ones says there is no. I'm almost done, but there's nothing left. No one can see me. And at that time, Wang is walking by and says, "Are you here?" Oh, it can't be that he's talking to me, right? He looks at Wang and sees him receiving the order. So he says, "Thank God he wasn't talking to me." And Hanji's coming back and says to him, "No, I'm talking to you." Oh, I'm shocked in every way. And Hanji says to him, I just want to tell you that your plan has failed. And the boy is very upset and says he doesn't want it anymore and leaves. His strength and the one with him are shocked by this power. Very terrifying, capable of erasing the city completely in the blink of an eye, and boom! It attacks Wang with a strike that causes an earthquake across the entire planet. But do you think, my friend, this will affect our hero Wang? Say it, I'm with you. My friend. No way. The boy's weapon is breaking. Wang is standing still, not even shaking. Oh, your arrogance, my friend. What is all this grandeur while the boy from the impact falls to the ground and dies? I distributed them is very angry. Who is this boy and why is his power terrifying and they are capturing all the arrogant ones? And Hang he pretends to be sick so he can rest at home for a while. And indeed, he does that, ruining your mind, Wang. The best thing about this boy is his calmness, really, and he passes the time. Wang's friends go to visit him at his house. Wang is sitting there pretending to be sick, so Sun Rong brings a giant syringe, and Wang gets scared and jumps off the bed, saying no. No, I'm not sick. And Chen gives him a bracelet. Each of them has a bracelet, and this bracelet will be used for them to conduct a strength test. The spiritual and I will be the students for the competitions. The schools are starting to get tense, and at this time, all students around the world are taking this test. On the other hand, there is a meeting for the students of the strongest school, Faction School 59. The strongest among them, named Tang, shows an incredible power, and the whole place shakes from his strength, reaching a power level of 4,300 points, and he ranks first in the world, even surpassing the power of Jui. His power is terrifying. Really, guys, let's go back to Wang and his friends, and Sun Rong will take the test and focus, and with all her strength, and her strength is taken 4,000 points and becomes the center, the second globally after Tang, and here Tang and his group shocked. It's the first time someone from the second school. It approaches our ranking, and now it's Wang's turn. He tells himself that he must control himself and go out. Minimum possible strength, and then boom, strength appears. It's very terrifying. It will scare everyone around it. And he says to himself, if I unleash all this power here, it will destroy the whole place, and suddenly, this power disappears. Where did you go, guys? The shock is overwhelming. Wang took it outside the planet Earth, and it becomes a ball. A giant ball of magical power. Literally, this is the madness of supreme power. And here was the shock. The major shock is that he is ranked first in the world with an unlimited number of points. Have mercy on our minds. What is this amount of greatness? And here Tang and his friends are going to die from the shock. What does unlimited mean? And who is Wang? There must be a glitch in the system. But no, my friend, with Wang, nothing is impossible. Wang is literally breaking all limits of power, and here Tengi is furious. And he says, don't worry, we will definitely meet those two. In the global competition, referring to Sun. Wrong Wang? Oh, this is going to be intense, my friend. Days pass, and here the teacher is sitting with the teacher, and he is showing her the tournament arrangement, and she is philosophizing. The third place, but that's not the problem, teacher. He shows her something, the 60th Faction School. Will compete against the 59th Faction School in the first round. The Faction School 59 is considered the strongest among all the schools, and the teachers say that over the past 100 years, we have participated in 24 competitions against the 59, and we lost 23, and only drew once, and that draw was thanks to the genius Jui. Ha ha. They are really terrible guys, but Jui is telling her. But this year I am sure that it will be different. On the other hand, here in Faction 59, they are training and preparing themselves for battle. And a reporter goes to Tango and says to him, as one of the top 3 in the championship, you trained how is your team? He tells her that our team is training on we will defeat all our enemies in the championship at the highest level. He asks about Sun Rong and tells her he is very excited. It is clear that she will impress us very much. So she tells him again about the student who got the highest ranked, and it is Wang Ling. And as soon as you mention him, Tang gets very angry and walks away. Yes, Tang can't stand it. Wang's story is heard, and here the teachers are sitting. They are talking with Joey, and the teacher says just our team now consists of 4 students. Who? The 5th Fajwi tells her, "This is something I can't miss." He says to her, "This is their 5th one," and points at Wang's dog, and she replies, "Impossible, that's a monster." He tells her, "It doesn't matter. Wang has complete control over it." And Joey is dressing it up and says to him, "If you get 5,000 points, I'll think about freeing you." But the dog doesn't believe it. And boom, he gets exactly 5,000 points, still a pro. And here Tang finds someone who scored higher than him, and it was shocking. Even the dog scored higher than him, and the kid is going crazy, not believing the humiliation he's in. And time passes, and everything is going smoothly. The teacher is calling Sun Rong at this time. Rong Wang, Zhou Hao, and Chen, along with the dog. He tells them that they are the team that will participate in the sword competition and tells them to prepare their spiritual swords within the next 3 days. Here, Abu Chen gives him a spiritual sword, which is a very powerful sword, and Zhou Hao has a spiritual dagger. Sun Rong reveals her weapon, which is very strong. We also learn that the stronger the weapon, the more its spirit appears in the form of a letter or an insect. And in the strongest, the cases will be the weapon spirit in the form of a human. But no one in the world has been able to reach this stage. And Sun Rong's weapon has a spirit as well. Their family made 13 copies of the sword. And from the perspective, the second here is the faction teacher 59 talking about Tang. And she asks him what the news is about the preparations, and he tells her all the swords are ready and everything is prepared, and it says he only has 4 in the list you provided me. People in the 5th venue are telling her this is because the 5th curl will be. And she tells him, but this man is very dangerous. So he says she can't stand the loss at all. And through it's impossible for us to lose with his participation, who is it? They mean him, guys, and this man is a very dangerous criminal with a strong presence and power. The most heinous crimes, regardless of whether they are small or large. And here the news spreads that it has been revealed about the Shadow Faction's hideout and they captured them. But it will be, she claimed she escaped and said you still haven't seen it. It looks like something is going to go wrong. Guys, let's go back to Wang, who is going to he draws his sword and opens a box. And suddenly, a spirit emerges from it. Isn't it the one I have in mind? This is Wang's sword, and it is the strongest and most dangerous sword in the world. And Wang's power spreads as soon as he gets close to his sword, and he transforms into his spiritual form. And then comes the next day, and Wang takes his sword and goes with his friends, and Wang's sword looks like a toy. But don't be fooled by appearances, my friend. The dog sees it and is shocked, saying that the power of this sword is extremely terrifying. Then the teachers come with Jui, and the car arrives that will take them to Faction 59, and they get in. But Jui quickly goes to him with an urgent matter, and they will have captured the leader of the Shadow Faction and will go. And he holds her face and says to her, "I swear you fell for it." She finds it funny, and then a terrifying explosion occurs. It completely destroys the building, and this is the end. The leader is watching from afar. It's not easy at all, the bit guys, and you're going behind. The Arabic story that involves Wang and his friends, and their goal. Of course, it's Sun Rong, and she says this time, I will take care of it myself. The world has caught fire, my friends. Wang's team reaches Faction 59, and their teacher is standing there to welcome them along with Tang and the rest of the team. And it is clear that the 2 teachers are not getting along and are competing with each other. In that moment, Wang's sword says to him, "The talisman, sir." Wang, the talisman weakens, and boom, an incredibly terrifying force explodes, causing earthquakes everywhere, a tremendous force at its peak. And no one can believe what they are seeing. What a huge amount of power this is. The talisman loses its balance for a moment, and during that moment, it leaked a small part of Wang's true power, and he acted as if the flood and terror were Wang, pretending to be injured. At that time, the criminal and the 5th member of the 59th Division is watching, and it seems we will see some high-level action ahead. And here we learn that Joy escaped from the trap of the leader of the Shadow faction and managed to survive the explosion. And here the doctors come to take Hang, who is pretending to be injured, and at that moment, boom, he gets injured, Wang, with a very strong blow from the black magic. But the teacher catches up with him and treats him at the last moment. Of course, all of this does not affect Wang, but he represents it's nothing more than the criminal who did this. He's in Faction 59, and Tang says it's nice too. So one of the enemy team can no longer move. And here in the operations room, they can't find him. Wang has escaped from them, and Wang is not injured at all, but the bigger problem is that Wang's talisman has weakened. And this is the real disaster, because if his power explodes, it will cause destruction the world has never seen before. Wang burns towards his father, and says to get him a new talisman, because the talisman he has, soon it will crash. And Wang tells himself he must. I will find a way to get out of school because I can take the talisman from my father. And here is the teacher. She explains to the students about the competition and tells them that in 5 structures, metal, wood, and fire, and the water and the soil, and you must enter them to help you. The team that will be able to seize the 5, he is the one who will win. And here, Wang is not. Arif walks from where we return to the students, and Tang, he tells them that they are missing one. And if not, unfortunately, it will be that if you withdraw, we will win. In the competition, he tells him that he doesn't know how to do it. Or, are you also missing one? So tell me. And he tells him that our 5th member was here all the time. And suddenly, a very strong wave appears from the water. And the 5th member, who is the criminal, emerges from it. His power is very formidable, and he says that he was able to use such magic, meaning his power level is not like the rest of the people present. At that moment, the criminal disappears, and suddenly there is Sunrong, and he gives her a flower, but it is just a blank space. He tells her that if he meets her with your gift now, we will join. You will easily win Faction 59 and annoy Sun. Rong gets angry and tells him to take his hand off. He is strong against it, but the criminal will hit. Chen with tremendous power and brings the earth in a flash. Basir and Sun Ring are annoyed by him and are raising their voices. The criminal is very agitated and Chen is attacking him. He rushes at him with terrifying speed and leaves many blows. Very much. And they bring the earth with tremendous force and everything shocked by this power, but still. Chen won't give up. He stands and exerts all his strength and attacks him with force, but it's useless. And the criminal says, so what? She doesn't want it anymore. And boom, destroys Ashen's hand and flies away. But at that moment, Wang arrives and grabs Ashen. He heals his hand at lightning speed, entering strongly at the right moment. And the teacher says that the magic of this criminal is annihilation, and it's the most dangerous magic in the world. But the dog says, what a disaster. The big problem is that if Tamim and Wang are destroyed, the whole world will be ruined. And the criminal says, I'm sure I destroyed the girl's hand. How did it come back again? At the moment when Wang turned around on his hands, Chen and his talisman are about to be destroyed. At that moment, the criminal attacks with all his strength on Wang. But who are you talking about, teacher? Wang is being defeated. He ignores it as if nothing happened, right? He also takes his turn and gives it to Sunrong. Yeah, your sweetness, and the fact that you are great, Wang. After that, Mom. By God, the greatness and the criminal will definitely go crazy. When will you take it? And as time passes, Class 60's team goes Wang doesn't go with them to the preparation place, and he will be walking alone. And at that time, it will be the shadow leader is watching, but the criminal appears behind her. And he says to her, what are you doing here? And sits down. She opposes it, but she ignores it and keeps walking. But he says what? Do you really believe yourself or what? Enough. Representation remained. Oh, old woman, and the girl has died, and the owl gives it to him. Box can easily be brought to the ground, so I can take everything out. His strength. and he tells her that she has written her own fate. The death? So you love and tell him, do you think your strength? It's something, oh mother, and Boom is showing his strength in a flash. The sight and the boy are welcome. How is the leader? Do you really think that this leader has the power to compete with the strongest fighters in the world? At that moment, Wang is walking and sees the leader holding the criminal and literally crushing him, while the leader is holding Wang and dragging him up to the surface. She is accompanied by an old man who is her assistant. She tells him to keep a close eye on them and goes to Wang, stepping on him with her foot. Oh, if she only knew that she is currently dealing with a bomb of energy. If Wang explodes, there will be no leader left. Neither a school, nor are they sad. Everything is a mess. In the blink of an eye, Wang is holding himself together. At that moment, everything was fine. The seal will be destroyed, and the sword says to Wang, my lord. Wang, the talisman, was destroyed. Hold yourself as much as possible. Wang is estimated to be hit and tested by the leader. At that moment, strong earthquakes and storms occur. Very well. It is reasonable that Wang has lost control on the sword. He keeps shouting at Wang and telling him not to forget if the world is destroyed, you won't be able to eat noodles, and boom. Wang is controlling himself, messing with your mind. Wang remembered that the noodles could control his power is ridiculous, oh Wang. And the leader is mocking in the guise of a criminal to enter the competition without anyone noticing. And here all the students and the teachers are sitting, and at that moment, the leader comes disguised as the criminal and tells them there is a disaster. Wang Ling has been kidnapped. Oh, this is meant to entice Wang. And they are indeed tied up and hanging. And here the criminal says to the leader's assistant, I heard that the Shadow faction is using numbers in order to arrange their members based on their strength. You, what is your number? He says, no, I'm just... The driver at the leader's place is scratching the criminal and saying, the doctor and the leader, in their foolishness, can find no one but you, too. This mission is working perfectly at this moment. Boom is attacking. The criminal was hit with a terrifying blow that penetrated the building completely, and it shows a very terrifying halo. This man has very powerful strength, and we know that the strongest member of the Shadow faction after the leader. The criminal can't believe all this power, and the teachers are planning and observing during this time. What will they do? And at that moment, the guards move. They grab Sun Rong, and they are from the Shadow faction. Is it possible that they kidnapped Sun Rong? No way. Master Sun Rong eliminates them with all her strength and says to the teachers, I am Sun Rong, the heir of the God Flower. Fruit, and I tell you that we will transfer Wang and eliminate the leader of the Shadow faction completely. And Sun Rong is taking out the guards as they go to rescue Wang. And from the other side, the criminal talks to Wang and says, I know you are hiding your true power, but it's not the time, act quickly and save us from here, and he's looking. Wang was shocked, as he was actually sleeping. And he thinks of anything. And this is the best way to Wang, cannot control himself at that time. The old man says now, the serious part will begin, and he goes for the criminal, and a bomb is placed under him. The land, and here Sun Rong and her guardians began to move, and they see Wang and all the students moving with Sun. Rong and the old man Beijum strike the guards with blows very numerous and very strong, destroying one after another. And he hit him with strong blows, but it didn't make a difference. He is separating them all in the blink of an eye and showing a very terrifying weapon that requires an enormous amount of power, and a huge gate appears, and suddenly a very terrifying army of knights comes out of the gate. But at that moment, Sun Rong attacks the gate with incredible strength, and boom, it is completely destroyed. And many swords appear, and they clash with the knights one after another. No, her power is incredibly strong. This girl is amazing. But with that, she cannot withstand the power of the old man, and she is unable to endure any more than this, and it's reasonable. That's it. They won't be able to handle him. No. My friend, at this moment, Wang is going back in time. Before Sun Rong attacks and with just one glance at the old man, he just shifts, and that's it. And Hanga finishes all this movement. With just one glance, they capture the old man and Hanga. He makes Sifu hide the criminal because of the gap 59. They are missing one, and thus they won't be able to participate in the competition, and the competition ends just like that. Unfortunately, Wang's plan fails because he forgot that. The leader is disguised as the criminal, and the time comes for the start of the competition, and all the students wear headphones, so they can communicate with each other, and both teams are entering the battlefield. And at that moment, Wang's father comes running and says, "Oh Wang, the talisman," but he doesn't catch up and enters the arena. It looks like we're going to see a brawl, guys. In joy, he goes to Wang's father, and Wang's father takes him to his side and tells him that the talisman that is slaughtering the power of Wang has been completely destroyed. And he says to him, "This is a disaster. If Wang's power goes berserk, it will bring destruction to the whole humanity." And here one is saying to Tang Chen, located at the metal structure, and Sun Rong at the structure, the water and the dog at the fire, and also the criminal. There is indeed the leader appearing behind the dog in the blink of an eye, and we know that they are not capable of detecting Wang's power and do not know to follow him. But Tang says, "But that means he is located at the wooden structure because there is no one there," and one runs towards Wang, assuming he is the weakest one, and so on. But he does not know the disaster that awaits him. And at that time, Hao is sitting. They are exposed, and boom, Tang reveals and just hits them. This is a copy, and it runs from him, and Tang says, "I'll go to Sun Rong alone, and you take control." On any other structure, at that moment, it would be Hao. A copy worker is monitoring the boy who is going. Wang is saying, "Do you think it's that easy?" And so far, Chapter 59 is dominated by the structure. 1. And here Chen goes to the fire skeleton, and he says, "What should I do now?" And at that moment, someone. He replied, "Your sword entered here. Nothing more, oh girl. You'll come to him and say, 'Sorry, but the skeleton belongs to us.'" She raises her hand and brings it down again. And then she says, "What are you going to do?" And suddenly many windows appear around her. And suddenly she injures herself and hits herself very much. And she is able to control everything around them through her windows. This girl is very dangerous indeed, guys. And here the leader is fighting the dog, but he absorbs her magical power. Now we come to Sun Rong, who is controlling the water structure. But at that moment, Tang attacks her fiercely, but she dodges it very quickly, and reveals the spirit of her sword. Tang is doing the same. And Rong attacks him with a very powerful force, and Boom destroys his attack in the blink of an eye. At that moment, the faction's takeover is completed 60 over 3 structures, and the leader is talking to Tang and tells him that she has finished the task she had, so he says to her to come to the water structure. There is someone you really want. Oh, it can't be true, guys. Tang knows that this criminal is the leader, and he agreed with her to hand over Sun Rong in exchange for them to win the competition. Oh, the game has begun, guys, and the world will catch fire now, my friend. The moment the faction 59 takes over the structure, the 4th, and the girl eliminates Chin Aha Sun Rong, is in a very difficult situation, guys, and is very scared. And she is gathering, but at that moment Tang activates his secret spell and turns all the water into ice. Yes. Now Sun Rong won't be able to use her magic, but she says, "No, I have to eliminate him before the criminal arrives." And boom, she attacks him with a very powerful strike, but it gets blocked, and many strong hits are exchanged. But at that moment, the leader arrives and gathers in a powerful attack on Sun Rong. But at that moment, the last one is being charitable, and Sun Rong is unable to do it. Is it really over like this? But at that moment, a terrifying earthquake occurs. Strong hurricanes destroy all the snow and Sun Rong. She takes advantage of the situation and escapes. But Tang says, "For the leader, I will take possession of the structure." The last one is really doing that, and the enemy has begun. Countdown 5, H432, and boom at this moment. The interval 60 takes over the entire wooden structure. Shocked what happened to the one present. The wooden structure is Wang Ling. Is it possible that Wang used his power? And we know that Wang was sitting and watching, defending him, and remembering every time his friends defended him. And he says he must save them. And a power from Wang is useful. And the dog runs towards him, trying to absorb the power that is coming out of him. Wang says yes, this is it. And he releases a terrifying amount of power, and he fights with the dog. And in this way, he can use a small part of his power without it exploding. He goes to his opponent, gathers his strength, and then the house is destroyed. The glance of the scribe, and he shrugged his shoulder and said to him, "Get out of my way, and the bombs will fly with terrifying power." Very much. And at this time the girl is talking to Tang, and saying Wang has an incredibly powerful strength, and we cannot remain silent. Wang will also take over the fire structure in front of her. And now, Wang has begun to turn the scales, and Tang says to confront Wang and Tang. She goes to meet her leader. He thinks and says, if we all gather to Wang, confronts us all, and this defeat will happen, as proof of their victory in the competition. But if we avoid their confrontation, and each one goes to seize the structure, in this way, we will be able to confront him until he gets tired, and we win in the competition. This is a plan they have. They keep running away from him until the end of the competition. The final result will be 4-1 from the perspective. The second Chen sees Wang next to him and sees the result. And Wang is very grateful for this miracle. And Wang will be smiling, and Chen can't believe it. And it will be this is the first time Wang laughs from his heart, because he finally managed to harness his power and help his friends. At that moment, Tang is executing his plan and turning the result against Wang. Ah, it makes sense now. Wang won't be able to do anything. No, my friend. That's Wang is still naming. And at that moment, Wang realized Tang's plan, and boom, he unleashes a tremendous magical power to the fullest extent. And he is about to speak with all his strength. But at that moment, Sun Rong is talking to them and saying, we need to plan well so we can counter them. And we will do this through Wang's extraordinary power. And she tells them Wang will attack the water structure, and the metal structure was struck by Hasey. And we will attack their weakness, which is the fire structure. And we will plan for it, and they are indeed doing that. And it will be. Sun Rong will take control of the fire structure, and Tang realizes that he is in trouble, and his plan is failing, and he runs very quickly to catch up with Sun Rong before. She takes control of the fire structure, and here the leader remembers Tang's words to her when he told her that as long as you make me win, I will hand over Sun Rong to you. So she stops. And he says, finally, it's my turn, and the leader will do something. Now we come to Sun Rong, who is. It is very close to controlling the fire structure, but Tang comes and says to someone, what are you doing? Hide, run quickly, and stop her, while Sun Rong is leading. She is running towards the structure and is about to succeed, but at the last moment, boom, Tang's sword destroys his sword in the blink of an eye, and Tang says, unfortunately, Sun Rong, your plan has failed, and Tang has made the leader go to Chen, and made the other girl go and watch Wang, and here he prevented Sun Rong from controlling the fire structure, and thus they will be able to. They achieve a result of 4-1 for Faction 59, but only Sun Rong. Our only hope is to control this structure, and also Chen must maintain its structure. And this is the biggest problem, because the leader's power is tremendous. And here the leader attacks Chen with many strikes, but Chen dodges and evades her. And here Zhu Yiri says, I feel like this student is not using all his strength and is focused on the leader. And the leader shows a terrifying gravitational force that pulls all the metal shards in the area. And boom, they all launch towards Chen, and Chen tries to fend off he is using all his strength, but he is being hit by many blows, and she continues to attack him with very powerful strikes. Is it possible that Chen can no longer remain silent? Let's go back to Sun Rong, who is fighting. Tang's sword is gathering all its strength to strike with maximum power at the right moment, and here the leader has already won the battle, but Chen stands up and says to her, I am still alive, and she replies, That's enough. I have mercy on you. And a great power emerges, and it tortures him. And at that moment, Abu Hung says, "For the teacher, stop all this. People will die because of it." The competition is saying to him, "Don't worry. We have used advanced methods to ensure the safety of the students." He tells her, "No, if we don't stop now, the whole world will be destroyed." And he means Wang, his son. At this point, Sun Rong can no longer continue like this, and here Qin has reached his limit and is crying. He says, "No, I don't want to lose, and I don't want to let my friends down." The leader is putting up a reasonable defense. No, at this moment, he continues to gather his strength, and Sun Rong was extending her power. Her sword and a powerful dragon appears, and Tang is scared. Very much. And here Chen stands up again and exits. His true power is gathered against the leader, and here Tanji is attacking the dragon with all his strength. But that's it. It's too late, Tang, and the others are falling apart. In the blink of an eye, here comes Ashen Boom from afar. The leader and Beechil have lost their minds, and that's it. They have broken it here. The teacher says you all won the battle, but we are still ahead of you, and you will be the one to lose. 3. Where it is in favor of the faction 59. But at that moment, Wang moves with tremendous speed and strikes at Wang, turned the result around in the end. Just a moment, and Sun Rong's plan will have succeeded. But at that moment, the leader gets very angry and suddenly appears. In its true form, it completely destroys Chen under "Not everyone was happy with Sun Rong's successful plan." Abu Hung was getting more and more worried, and this. Because in the midst of this joy and happiness, she was cooking. A catastrophe on a quiet fire, and we know that Wang is long. His life was not concerned with any feelings or anything, meaning of love or anything, but right now the situation he differed because he still had friends and loved them. And in those moments, Wang is controlling the last structure, and he tries to control his emotions to the utmost degree, and his heart is beating at a terrifying speed, and everyone is anxious and tense, and at that moment, Wang's feelings are pushed towards Sun Rong, inside her like boiling water exactly, and it's just one, and it will benefit Wang's power, but at the last moment Sun Rong comes and calms, and the countdown begins for the last one, and finally, not lastly, Faction 60 wins the competition, and everyone Wang is very happy, and Sun Rong is joking. But the winds do not blow as the souls desire. In this moment, the leader appears behind. Sun Rong releases her spirit from her body, saying goodbye. Sun Rong hugs Wang and dies. What a shock by all standards, angering what should not be angered. It destroys Wang's talisman, and they are affected. With great force, she shakes the earth and the heavens. In this moment, the dog comes, and time stands still. But nothing can withstand Wang's tyranny. Wang strikes with terrifying blows and shows no mercy. He lost his mind and lost control of himself. The tyranny that follows is tyranny, and the girl wishes that the earth would split and swallow her before she does what she did. But after all, Wang is unleashing the terror that the whole world fears, and Wang is going to Sun Rong's body and trying to heal her. But there is no useful remedy, and the dog tells him she is completely destroyed. There is no way for her to come back again, and Wang tells him no. Sun Rong will come back, she will come back, and Wang will destroy the whole world. And he creates a new world, but unfortunately this is not a solution either. The spirit that was destroyed can never return. And Hang is saying to the dog, meaning, if you move faster than light, I can go back in time, right? So he tells him theoretically yes, but that will require an incredibly terrifying power and a huge amount of magic. So Wang stops and tells him, I have that power. And boom, a tremendous power appears, greater even than massive planets. And Wang had been holding back his true power from his body. So the dog tells him, you are crazy. Manipulating time will violate the laws of nature. Wang tells him against the laws. The nature is not important, and Hang is not seeing ahead. The dog helps him, and then boom, it explodes. A very powerful force that can reverse time, but in a different world. Literally second, when the madness of love and greatness comes together. Here, Wang is living in the new world, the life of a Muslim that he wished for. But there is something missing, which is the most important thing. Sun Rong is not. She is with him in the new world. It's impossible after that. All of this is just at that moment when Sun finally returns. Wrong for life, but Wang doesn't know this, and continues to his tyranny to destroy the old world and not understanding what the one who is missing and the situation has changed because Wang is the one who needs help. And Wang's sword is telling Sun Rong about what happened. And if we don't stop Wang now, he will destroy everything. The old world and the new, and both are put together. And Sun Rong is literally using all her strength. As the poet said, "Love is to destroy the world for the sake of the one you love." And at that moment, boom, the world of Wang is destroyed, and it falls apart. And Wang returns to the natural world and literally holds some of it the greatest love story in history. A love story that destroyed the whole world. And Wang goes back in time as soon as the leader appears in her true form and is still going to eliminate Chen Boom. And Wang brings her back in the blink of an eye, and everything returns better than before. Literally greatness beyond greatness, and the love between Sunong and Wang continues. And they lived in peace and security, and that's it. My friend, our story today has ended. Tell me your opinion about this greatness, and stay tuned for cooler and cooler episodes. See you in good health, and goodbye. Music, music. To eliminate Chen Boom, and Wang brings her back in the blink of an eye, and everything returns better than before. Literally greatness beyond greatness, and the love between Sunong and Wang continues. And they lived in peace and security, and that's it. My friend, our story today has ended. Tell me your opinion about this greatness, and stay tuned for cooler and cooler episodes. See you in good health,